Hey everyone, and a very, very happy Republic Day to all of you. Today we're doing a special explainer to look at the incredible momentum India has right now and what could honestly make this next decade something truly extraordinary. On Republic Day, we celebrate this grand idea of India. But this quote, it's a great reminder that a republic is so much more than just a slogan. It's a system. So today, we're going to peek under the hood, you could say. We're going to explore the machinery that actually makes that system tick. So think about it like this. A republic is the system that turns our deepest values into real-world outcomes. And what's so exciting and what we're going to get into today is how that very system is becoming more powerful and more effective than maybe ever before. All right, so let's dive right in. Let's start by looking at how India is actually building a much more resilient system from the ground up. Okay, this right here, this is the core idea for our entire conversation today. I want you to forget about just simple year-on-year growth for a minute. We're talking about compounding, where progress actually builds on itself, creating this amazing self-reinforcing cycle of improvement. It's this quiet, almost invisible force, but it is incredibly powerful. So you might be asking, where does this compounding confidence even come from? Well, it's not just a feeling. It's built on real, tangible changes in the very structure of the nation. We can really break this whole idea down into 3 simple steps. It's pretty straightforward. First, it's all about building the capability to compound. Second, this isn't just talk. It's powered by actual execution on the ground. And third, and this is so important, the ultimate metric, the final goal, is mobility for its people. So, where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it all starts with building a grand new national backbone. Okay, what's so interesting here is that these 3 pillars, they're kind of the unsung heroes working behind the scenes. So think of better inflation control. It's like fire safety for the entire economy. It prevents things from getting out of control. Then you have a healthier financial system that stops credit problems from just slamming the brakes on everything. And finally, better shock absorption simply means the country is way more prepared when things get turbulent globally. This is the sturdy foundation we're talking about. You know, India's always had scale. I mean, massive scale. But the real game changer, it's adding coordination to that scale. And that's exactly what things like digital public infrastructure, think digital identity, instant payments, are making possible. So we've got the digital backbone, but now let's talk about the physical one. We're talking concrete and steel. These new roads, ports, and railways, they're not just development projects. They're about making the entire country fundamentally more competitive on the world stage. And the results? Well, they're pretty clear. When you can actually move goods predictably from point A to point B, your logistics costs plummet. That's when private investment really starts to kick in. And maybe most importantly, opportunities start spreading way beyond just the big metro cities. All right, so we've established this strong new backbone, both digital and physical. Now, let's talk about the engines that are going to be built on top of it, the things that will drive the next wave of growth. I really like this slide because it gets at a super important strategic shift. Look, on one hand, you have manufacturing as assembly. It's quick, you could scale it fast, but it can be kind of superficial. On the other hand, you have manufacturing as capability. Now this takes patience. This is about building deep expertise, quality, and entire ecosystems of suppliers. India is really playing the long game here, aiming for the second one. And this long game approach, it is absolutely critical when we talk about strategic tech. These are what the source material calls civilization stacks, and it's a great term. So what exactly are civilization stacks? Well, think of them as the foundational industries that a nation's future is built on. We're talking about semiconductors, energy storage, advanced materials, the really core stuff. And success here isn't about being number 1 tomorrow. No way. It's about being consistent, showing up every day, and building that deep expertise over the long haul. Okay, another huge engine is energy. Seriously, in the next decade, being able to grow your economy fast while also keeping the lights on, reliably and cleanly, that's not just a challenge anymore. That is a form of economic power. And for India, this is a massive opportunity to turn what is a global constraint for many into a real national advantage. So we've got the backbone, we've got the engines. But what's it all for? What's the real point of all this? Well, it comes down to the people of India. Let's just pause on that for a second. What is India's greatest economic objective? I mean, for a nation of over 1 billion people, what's the real endgame? Is it just about making the economy bigger and bigger?
The answer, I think, is really powerful. It's not just a higher GDP number. The real goal, the true north, is broader mobility. It's the ability for someone from a modest background to enter the modern economy and actually move up without needing to be extraordinarily lucky.
And the gold standard for that kind of mobility? It's what we can call jobs of dignity. We're talking about roles that, pay fairly, help you build real skills, and create a clear path for you to move up in life. And here's the bottom line. If India can solve this, if it can create these jobs of dignity at a massive scale, then almost every other ambition becomes easier. Social cohesion, innovation, global influence, it all gets unlocked if we can meet this one core challenge. And that really brings us full circle to the most hopeful message of all this Republic Day. India isn't just building potential, it's building systems. And when those systems get stronger, the whole nation improves, becomes more resilient, more capable, and it happens even as individuals in government and business change. And I think this line just sums it all up perfectly. A republic is a promise. It's a promise made to its people. And this whole idea of compounding, this steady, systematic, self-reinforcing progress, that is how we, the people, actually keep that promise. Thank you so much for joining me for this special Republic Day explainer. Happy Republic Day, everyone. Jai Hind.